Illinois Senator Mark Kirk joining us tonight with more on what he expects from the president's speech. Good evening, Senator. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thanks for having me on.
Wonderful. Let's get right to it. What are you hoping to hear tonight from the president?
Well, the president has a choice to make between a bipartisan speech and a partisan speech. I very much hope he picks a bipartisan speech. Earlier this week, I released 23 economic policies which would have a widespread support among Democratic and Republican members. I hope he chooses that path because we need to get something done here in Washington, and that means passing a Democratic Senate and a Republican House.
You know, a lot of Americans would say no matter what he proposes tonight, Republicans are not going to be happy with it, and their fear is that this is going to become another debt debate or debt ceiling debate that we had, that it's not really going to get anywhere, that it's going to be all about the 2012 elections. Is it different this time? What do you do different when you're handling this whole issue with jobs?
Well, I think if he chooses the bipartisan path, there's a number of things that the speech could center on, like an infrastructure bank, which I support, like a tax reform bill that wipes out all tax expenditures except keeping your home mortgage and charitable interest, and then dropping the top rate from 39 to 29%. And the president says he's for 3 free trade agreements. He should send them up. Panama,
but
Colombia, and especially South Korea.
What changes in the way that you compromise, in the way that you work together? What changes this time so that we avoid what we saw with the debt ceiling debate?
I think the change is to realize what failed and then what succeeded. A second stimulus bill would not go over well here. The first stimulus was seen as one of the greatest economic failures in U.S. history. And with U.S. credit ratings disappearing, another round of borrowing from China I don't think would go over well. But an infrastructure bank, 3 free trade agreements, and a tax reform bill that dropped the top rate from 39 to 29, that would have widespread Democratic and Republican support.
Okay, sir. And Republicans not offering an official response tonight after the president's speech. What's the reason behind that? Why?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because the Republicans don't compete with the kickoff of the first NFL game.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Republican Illinois Senator Mark Kirk joining us today, getting ready to watch that speech tonight. Thank you, sir.